Broadcasting live in 185 countries, 6 3/4 continents, on the International Space Station, and carried on both Voyager Golden records. It's the Weekly Rumble, where we place 4 YouTubers in a cage with a live lion. Oh, wait, that's not how this works? The Weekly Rumble, where we pit the wits and opinions of 4 YouTubers against each other. Well, Chris Knight dishes out the points, or takes them away. Without further BS, here is your host, Chris Knight.
What is up, everyone? You are watching The Real Review 3000, and I'm glad to have you guys all here today because we're starting a new discussion stream. This is different than probably anything that you guys will have seen in the past or in the present or in the future. Well, this is kind of the present and the future. We're going to bring back everybody right now. We're going to have everybody in here, and everybody go ahead and unmute now that we got the intro out of the way. So this...
What if I don't want to unmute?
You got to.
Crap. All right.
Either that or I totally take all your points away just right off the bat. You lose all your points. Everything's gone, and you have no say.
Okay, I'm into it.
Okay, so this is how... Shut up. All right, this is how this works, guys. Really simple. We've got 4 YouTubers here, and we have 5 topics and 5 different time amounts. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and 5 minutes. And what we're going to do is we're going to spend a wheel of topics, which has the topics that our panel has picked plus 1 by me. And then we pick the amount of time they have to talk about that topic. Everybody gets their amount of time, and nobody gets to talk over each other. If they do, they lose points because I get to get the points. And if they don't, well, they might get a point just for being good. So it's pretty interesting. It's different. Whatever. We're going to try this right now, guys. So you know how this all works. You guys have studied because you guys picked the topics and you guys have had time to look at them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. That's 2
I'm
people.
flying by the seat of my pants.
Awesome. Shellback.
What?
You don't have to leave it muted.
Oh, no. I didn't figure you guys wanted to hear me clear my throat and cough. And
Why not?
stuff, so, okay, fine.
All right, with the emphasis, Shellback.
Wonderful. So with that said, guys, we're going to go ahead and share the screen. As you see right here, we got the countdown to. And so this is what we're going to have up the whole time. It'll come up whenever we get to it. So we're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to find out which one of you goes first. And after that, we're going to go basically in an order of clockwise. In this case, it'll be, if we leave it like this, we'll go up and down. So basically, here we go, guys. Are you guys ready? I said, are you ready?
Yes. Hey, real quick. Can we address the chat?
Hit the button.
Okay. Yeah. You want to address the chat? How about this, guys? Let's do this real quick, guys. I'm glad to have you guys here. I got some of you guys up there. Orbs likes shoving Orbeez in weird places.
Jesus. Damn you. I know that's got to be ABC.
Hey, Tommy. Hey, Bear. How you guys doing tonight? This is a new discussion stream. I went over it really quick. But if you guys didn't hear me, this is how this works. I got 4 YouTubers. We've got a group of people that are in a chat with me, and we pick 4 every week. Sometimes you'll see some of the same people. Sometimes you won't. Depends. It kind of mixes around. But we got 4 YouTubers. We have 5 topics. We have a wheel of names. We have a wheel of topics, and we have a wheel of time. The wheel of time will decide how long each one of our panelists has to basically talk about the topic. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and 5 minutes. So with that said, let's go top to bottom, starting with Mads here, and let everybody know who you are and what you're about.
Hey, Mads MamaBear here. You can find me at Mads MamaBear, both on Twitter and on YouTube. I do some supernatural reviews. I might be doing some Doctor Who. Big fan of that. And I'm regularly posting up some, nice recipes. They're great to always taste and great to try.
Awesome. Next up, Ords, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. I am Ords Bored, and yes, today we are here at the Weekly Rumble. You guys can find me on YouTube. That's youtube.com/ordsbored, where I will be doing pop culture news, movie reviews, trailer reactions, and video games. You can also find me on Twitter at Ords Bored, where I'm bored. Come give me some company.
You're like me. You're told you got 15 seconds and you take 2 minutes. It's awesome. I love you, man.
Yeah, whatever, bro.
Up next, Alysia. Alysia, how you doing? Tell everybody about yourself.
Hi, Chris. Hi, everybody. I'm Alysia Victoria Parker, also known as AVP60685. I'm one of the creators of Orville 24/7, the new fan-based community for the Orville fans. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also on YouTube doing a lot of gaming videos and other such videos. So, yeah, you can find me basically anywhere in the whole wide social media world.
Yes. And then last but not least, Shellback TJC. Are you out of jail yet?
No.
No, you're still in Twitter jail.
As far as I know, yeah, they haven't gotten back to me yet.
Oh, that's
I messaged them and I'm like, why are you oppressing turtles? I have been falsely accused, and they don't care. You know, turtle lives do not matter to them.
It's a shame. It's a real shame when people stop caring about turtles.
Yeah,
horrible people.
And see, I thought I was going to be smart, and I tried making another account. And it's like, okay, email or phone number. And I'm like, well, you know, I've been logging in with my email, so I'll put my phone number down, and then you know, I'll make up a new password. So I did that, and apparently I guess I forgot or something. I don't know, but apparently I put my number in my profile, you know, for the other one or something.
Yeah, and it was like, nope.
And they're like, oh, it's the same thing. And so now I can't get to the other one either. So anyway, yeah, they and my 300 and some odd followers or whatever that I had, yeah, they're gone.
What?
But yeah, the last time I got on there, I was at 0.
What?
Not
you're in jail.
0 followers, 0 following. Yeah.
No, I think that's just because you're in jail. But hopefully that changes. Hopefully.
Yeah. But yeah, Twitter oppresses turtles. You can go to my YouTube channel, Shellback TJC, and watch the 1.5-minute video that I did. About what I know so far, which is nothing other than I'm in Twitter jail.
www.
Yeah. Also, I have a series of videos about a Star Wars Day at a Time calendar that I bought.
Yep.
And you know, they have a little picture and a little blurb talking about the picture. And unfortunately, the last one that I got out, I'm like 1 or 2 behind now. But day 7 was about the Raddus, which is, I believe, the ship that Admiral Gender Studies freaking hyperspace through the First Order fleet. So
that's your favorite scene.
I almost lost my lunch making that video, but. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so we're going to go ahead and spin this lovely wheel. Once we spin the wheel, we will spin the topics. And for the rest of the game, for the first 4 topics, we're just going 1, 2, 3, 4 down the row. For whoever's first, we'll go from there. And then the last topic, we will spin again. So without further ado, we'll spin to see who goes first.
And it's not me.
No, it is Shellback.
Yay!
Yay!
All right.
And,
this is your
and real quick, the awesome thing is you had the presence of mind to put my name in the green part. So
yeah, well, that's right. Indeed. You're absolutely right. I did that completely on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is your
Way to lie.
wheel of topics. 5 topics. Those 5 topics are: what is the number one, or what is the one Disney Plus series, upcoming Star Wars related series you are most excited for? The second is, have remakes, reboots been overdone? Third one is, what is your opinion of idiot overzealous shippers? Fourth is, what is your favorite type of pizza? And fifth is, what franchise does justice to its source material? So, without further ado, here we go.
Ah, crap.
Yes, it's real. It's happening.
Oh my god, I'm terrified right now.
Have remakes, reboots been
Oh, that's the easy one. Give this turtle the easy one.
Okay. Next guy.
That's my topic.
Next we spin to see how long you guys have to talk about it.
Ugh. I hate this.
Oh boy.
Here we go, guys. You have 4 minutes to talk
Yes,
about this.
eliminate
subject.
those big numbers.
That's
That's like more than a video.
that's about 3 minutes and 58 seconds longer than what I'm gonna need.
Okay, hold on here. Hold on. So you got 4 minutes to talk about this subject. So we're gonna go ahead and set a 4-minute timer.
What was it? Remakes and reboots?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We're gonna set time for 4 minutes, and we will show you by sharing the screen if I can get there. Here you go. This is your time. Oh wait. Okay, here we go. 4 minutes. Are you ready, Shell?
Yeah.
4 minutes to talk about reboots and remakes, and are they overdone? Here we go.
Yes.
You got 4 minutes.
Now, yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of, there's some that are well done. Were they needed? Not necessarily. Did they make money for their studios? Yeah, probably. Me personally, though, I'm more of a fan of continuations, sequels, as it were. Even if it takes them 2 or 3 decades to do it, I'd rather have them pick up 2 or 3 decades later with the same people or their children or their grandchildren or whatever, than I would a remake. Just for the sake of having it be modern day or up to date or whatever. So anyway, I concede the rest of my time to the gentleman from New York.
You don't get to do that.
Oh,
That's not how this works.
Well, it works in Washington.
You know what?
What?
I can spend the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds ridiculing you if you don't take it.
Okay.
No.
Knock yourself out, big guy.
Well, why don't you talk about a little more about okay, so reboots.
I honestly don't know what else to say, really.
So would you say, let's go off and say Star Wars, the original trilogy?
Yeah.
There's talk that they might reboot it or remake it completely. Yes or no? And you got 2 minutes to talk about that.
Well, don't you dare. Okay. I mean, even though they were made in the late 70s and early 80s, and the visual effects aren't as spectacular as the newer ones, they still hold more weight. Especially I can't talk about the prequels. The prequels were fine. But the sequel trilogy, yeah, I mean it's freaking it's just a smoke and mirrors, I mean there's no substance. So I mean if they redid the original trilogy the same way that they did the sequels, then not only no, but hell no. Although hopefully by the time, if they even think about doing that, the F and F, will be running the show by then. So
hopefully. You still got 45 seconds.
Oh my God.
You didn't realize that's why I'm doing this. People don't get to talk.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I was hoping it would land on the 1 minute. But let's see, 29, 28 25 seconds to say that
All right.
Mads Mama Bear is my favorite Canadian ever. And
all right. Okay. Stop. I'm giving you 2 points just to have you stop. How about that?
All right.
That's cheap. That's cheap.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's cheap. You should take 2 points away.
You know what? You're right. He's right. You are negative 2 points. I go,
no.
How's that for Twitter jail? Negative 2 points. You start the negative stern.
Looks like you're having a stroke of bad luck there, Turtle.
You know what, Danny? I can put you know what, Danny? I can put you in the chat for this, and we'll get you on sometime. Okay, Mads, you are next. Are you ready?
Same topic?
Yes, same topic. Are reboots, remakes overdone? That's what we're on, and that's the same topic for all 4 guests here. And we go right now. Are you ready for your 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Here we go. Are reboots, remakes overdone? Your time starts now.
Oh, they're absolutely overdone. I mean, just considering the Planet of the Apes series alone, how many times have they redone that one? They've done like what, 4 or 5 times? And wasn't there a rumor of another one as well? And then same, it's Star Wars. They keep doing these Star Wars. There's rumors of doing another rebooting the whole franchise, and no. I mean, you screwed it up on the sequel trilogy. But don't even try. They're granted there are a few that have come out good, but not real. But there's more often than not with this. The sequels wind up being, or not sequels, the reboots wind up being, horribly shy in comparison to what the original one was. The only few that I can come up off the top of my head was Death Race, where that one was on par, if not a little bit better than the original. Same with the Ocean's 12 or Ocean's 11 outfit. Again, just as well as the original, with the nice added touches of the modern technology versus the originals, and it was still the same equivalent Rat Pack back then to the Rat Pack of our times. Like when you can do that kind of level, by all means, do it in a reboot or whatever. But if you're going to turn around and do a reboot and swap things up just for the sake of it, no one's really going to watch it. I mean, take a look at Ghostbusters, the one that they did. They could have honestly done something really fabulous with that, even with the female cast. But when they just made it, these lame jokes in, just really, they were just trying to shove it in the face. Same with this Charlie's Angels. You need something more compelling than just the fact, oh hey, look, boobs on screen. No, that's not going to just bring anybody in. May work for Shellback, but you never know. Still, for like 2-3 hours, you need more than just, hey, that look, there are 4 sets of boobs on screen. That's just my thoughts. Running out of ideas.
Minute and 20 seconds. Come on.
No,
You're
I know.
really good. Keep it up.
Just the whole thing.
What is your favorite reboot or remake? How about that one?
Off the top of my head, so far I would have to say Death Race. I go back to that one a lot. I love the story of it. I love the whole Jason Statham. Yummy. But
that just real quick. That was good. Death Race was great.
You're out of line, sir.
Honestly, it was good. It had that great blend of a really stellar cast. I mean, The one guy, he's in everything, and I can never remember his name, but he's got just love him for the voice. You know, and he's got this stellar cast, these great cars, and really entertaining kills. And they did it with style. They did it nice. You know, versus like, yeah, just some of these other ones. It's 2 hours of cringe fest. Nobody wants to sit through that 3 hours of it. If you want to get us into the theaters, you got to make it entertaining.
All right. Well, that was good. All right, so let's see.
Very nice. 4 minutes.
Let's see here. I'm going to give you 10 points, Mads, because that was great. You brought up some good points. I like the fact you brought up Ocean's 11. I did a video called 4 Rules About Reboots, Remakes, and that is one of the movies I did bring up because I think it's done really well. In fact, it's done so well that they purposely shot around a lot of things that would have harkened back to the original one on purpose to separate the two, even though they were trying to honor the original one at the same time. Yep. So that is definitely that. So I'm going to give you 10, and then Ords for interrupting. I'm going to take -1 away. So
very, very proud.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, I'm just going to say that I can do what I want here. That's the whole purpose of this. So you guys
True
know.
True story.
Okay. Well, next up is Ords.
Oh, man, 4 minutes? Okay.
4 minutes to talk about reboots and remakes. Are you ready?
Yes, no, but let's go.
Okay, here we go. 4 minutes starts now.
All right, so here's my thing with reboots, remakes. I don't think that there's anything wrong with them as long. Now, I know guys in the chat here are going to roast me. As long as they're done right, you have to stick to the source material. Think of it as almost like a sequel in the same vein, essentially. It has to honor what came before it, and it has to leave something lasting behind. So, again, done correctly, I feel like reboots, remakes, things like that can be done well. Like, for instance, I did a video recently of a remake of a game show. For those of you who are around my age, early 90s, mid 90s stuff, you would know Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yes, Legends of the Hidden Temple is one of those game shows that you came home from school and it kind of eased you into the night of TV viewing before Hey Arnold and, you know, all those other great shows that you watched when you were a kid came on. So again, if it's done right, and with this reboot, they're actually doing it for adults. Like, adults are going to be in this game. It's going to be kind of like a Survivor type situation. And you're going to have the original characters. Again, honoring the original source material for the show. So again, done right, I feel like they could be good. But you can't do so many all at once. You can't just throw a bunch of them out there, especially if it's a company like Disney who basically acquired Fox and are now essentially just going to reboot everything under the Fox umbrella, which is really depressing. I think they're even doing a Home Alone, and you know, why would you try to remake a perfect movie? And it's nothing like the original storyline, and it's totally different people that are in it. I don't even know why you would call it that. Something like that, as an example, would be absolutely terrible. If I had to do a remake or a reboot, I think I would probably do something. Let's see. They had that old Lord of the Flies movie, right? Right, Chris? There was that movie, right? They did the movie for that book, right? Lord of the Flies. Yeah, I would do a remake like that, but very, very dark. It would be it's kind of a sinister movie. It would show the idea of what society would really be like with basically kids running the show. Yeah, so that's something that I would do for a remake. I think it would be a lot of fun to do something like that. Something that people haven't seen in a long time, something that hasn't been talked about in a long time. You know, not like how many times have we rebooted Spider-Man? Not that Spider-Man's, you know, bad, or at least I enjoy the Tom Holland Spider-Man. But you get my point. My point being is we don't need to reboot, you know, something every 4 years. Fantastic Four. Let's just do a good Fantastic Four right out of the gate instead of trying to redo it 6 different times, or how many ever times they did. It seems like it's been 6 times. But anyway, so yeah, reboot. This is tough. Reboots. Yeah, so again, to recap what I'm talking about, as long as they do it right, sticking to that source material, yeah, okay. Tell me now, Shellback. I'm trying to wrap it up. I gotta sit here and talk about reboots and say reboots and remakes for 5 minutes, and I'm out of breath at this point. But this is intense, Chris.
No.
So yeah, I think it's just really important to stick to the source material. Another example, maybe doing that reboot or that remake in a different entity, like I believe they're doing a Willow TV series as a remake instead of a movie. They're doing a TV series, but they are bringing the original director, which kind of gives me some hope in the Willow series because they got the original director for it. But got to stick source material, and there's my time.
Woo! All right. So I will say this. So in my rules of reboots and remakes, you hit three of them. Is it necessary? Does it add anything relevant? Does it stay true to the source material? And you kind of were on a way towards politics and for money only. So that's 3 of them. For that, and the fact that you mentioned Home Alone, which I'm absolutely going to hate, I'm going to give you 7.5 points.
Why 7.5 points? Are you kidding me? That was pure 12-point gold right there, my friend.
Well, you see, that's why I gave you 7.5, because you're a conceited person like I am.
Yeah, see, that's why you should give me the extra points, because you and I mean, we're basically the same. We're the same person essentially.
It's true, but
and we live in the same time zone. We're basically from the same town.
You know what? I'll give you 8.
Yes, I'll take it.
That means you're.
Don't ever make me talk for 4 minutes straight again.
There's a 5-minute one too.
I will never do it. I formal protest.
Okay, really quick. So Stieg, this is how this works. So we got 5 topics. They're on the first topic, reboots and remakes. There's a time limit wheel that I spin that has 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. They got the 4 minutes. They have to talk 4 minutes about this topic, and then each person gets that 4 minutes with no interjections from anybody else, and then I give them points. Whoever wins at the end gets to answer your people's questions. The people in the chat, you get to answer they get to answer your questions for 5 minutes, or talk about something that they want to talk about.
Hey, Chris, real quick to address the chat. Stig Kenobi says Willow isn't a remake; it's a TV series continuation of the movie. Okay, reboot. It's been how many years since the original movie? It's like 25 years. It becomes a classic, right? So after so long, redoing it after so long would be considered a reboot, in my opinion. Anyway, sorry.
Remember, that's what this is about. This is about opinions, so it's all right. Now, Alysia, are you ready?
I sure am.
Oh my God. It is so hard.
4 minutes.
I can do it. I think I can do this.
4 minutes. Are you ready?
I sure am. Let's go.
Here we go.
Okay, so reboots, some of them are really, really good after, let's say, the material becomes out of date and stuff like that, such as the original Dr. Zhivago was made in the 1960s, and then they did a redo in the early 2000s. It's okay to redo that if the material's old or out of date, to refresh it for the newer viewers and everything like that. But it's wrong when you change things that have been set in stone. Like in the original one, Lara Zhivago has a daughter, but then they changed it in the reboot and made it a son. So if you change some of the material in the reboots and everything, that's wrong. There's nothing wrong with rebooting, but the thing is, if it starts becoming repetitive and you start doing it every single 5 years, that becomes mundane and it gets really disgusting. And I really, really hate that when they do that, because it feels like, oh my God, they're making a remake of a remake of a remake. And I'm going like, why? Why are you making so many remakes when it could have just been one single movie? Now, if you want to refresh it for newer generations that may not know about, say, Barbara Streisand in, say, Funny Lady, and let people know who Barbara Streisand is, that's fine. But the thing is, don't deviate from the original material. Certain things should be stayed in stone. If James T. Kirk is in Enterprise, keep him on Enterprise. Don't put him on some other ship and say, oh, this is James T. Kirk, and he's on some made-up ship that you never heard of. Don't deviate from the original source material. Don't change it around in the mid of the movie, basically. Also, there's nothing wrong with keeping it fresh and new, but the thing is, don't, like I said, deviate from the original source material as much as possible. I mean, there's certain times when you want to revamp it for the newer viewers, but don't make it feel like it's a remake every single time. Make it feel like it's something that's original if possible, even if you can't get the original material. I mean, there was a movie called Shadow of a Doubt. Most people have never seen that movie, but the thing is, if they can redo it where people can find out about it and say, oh, this sounds like really cool, that way it didn't feel like a remake in the first place. Certain remakes, it's obvious a remake, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That was obviously a remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But the thing is, they deviated some of it from it, but they still kept the main source material in place. So if you can do that, that's cool, but don't do it all the time where it feels like you're doing it over and over and over again. Because let's face it, remakes, nobody wants to see after so many years. After a while, nobody says, enough of the remakes. I mean, stick to the original material if possible and make it fresh and new. If some of the material is still old-fashioned, then don't remake it in that case. Like certain things you cannot redo, such as North by Northwest. There's no way you can change that because that movie was specific for that time period. Certain ones you cannot revamp no matter how much you would try. So use caution when you're making remakes. If you can stick to the original material, stick to the original material. If not, don't deviate from it. And if it's out of date and it can't be revamped, don't revamp it if possible. So yeah, I mean, certain books you can revamp in a good way, but certain ones you can't revamp in a good way because they did a sequel to Kill a Mockingbird and it was not at all like the original source material, and it was crap. Honest to God, it was really, really crap. And I hated that because I said, you changed Atticus Finch from being a fun-loving lawyer who supports rights of those that are from the other race, but then in the sequel, you changed it so much where it didn't feel like the original at all. And I'm like, no, don't do that. So yeah, if you can get copyright material to get revamped, go ahead. If you can't, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. That's my opinion on the matter. So yeah.
Interesting. So, you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 9 points because let's be honest here. I liked your diss of JJ's Star Trek. That was awesome.
She gets 9 points because she dissed JJ Star Trek.
Well, she's a female too, so you know.
That's all right. Hashtag cancel Chris Knight.
Listen, we're all about agenda politics here. No, so, you dissed JJ.
Very nice.
Very,
very nice.
You talk about remakes of a remake of a remake of a remake. You know, where does it end? I like that. Barbara Streisand. Hey, I like Barbara Streisand, so you get points for that. And the if you can't do it better or if you can't do it justice, don't do it. I like that. That's great. You lost a point though because at the end there you talked about Atticus Finch and To Kill a Mockingbird and the sequel. That was actually written by the same person, so you can't tell the original person who wrote the book. This is something that they printed after I think they died. You can't tell them that they're wrong, but that's just my opinion. So,
Okay, Chris, fine.
Tommy, what the hell, Tommy?
So basically, here's the thing. I did this video and I said my reboots, rules for reboots and remakes. 1, is it necessary and is it adding anything relevant? 2, does this stay true to the source material or at least honor the source material? 3, if it's a reboot, does it reference the original or does it ignore, disassociate with the original? And then 4, are we doing it just to make money or to push politics or an agenda? Those are the 4 reboots and remakes rules that I have. Don't do it if you can't follow 2 of those, and if the other 2 happen, like if you ignore or disassociate from the original film or whatever, or if you're doing it for politics or money, don't do it at all. That's what I have to say about the fact. That's
nobody. Hey, Chris.
Yes,
nobody, including myself, and which I'm surprised, that's related to this, that where it has been done well, is Cobra Kai.
You know what? You just got out of the hole and you got 2 points just for bringing that up. I like
really?
This is ridiculous.
And I'm going to say Ords is going to lose 2 points if he keeps doing that. Okay, guys. we're going to go ahead and go back to the wheel of...
Screw that wheel.
You said spin the wheel. Fine, we're spinning the wheel. Mads, you're going to be first in the next run. And the next topic is, what is your favorite type of pizza?
Oh, yeah. We were just talking about this over at Giovanna's stream. It's going to be awesome. I'm already ready to go.
No, because this is your topic. This is the one you picked. So
I love
now
pizza,
we're going to see how long you guys have to talk about it. Or just sitting there going like, I hope it's 5 minutes. I hope it's 5 minutes.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I would totally. See, damn it. Now I get the 2 minutes. See, I could have totally done 5 minutes on pizza all day.
No, 2 minutes is good.
2 minutes to talk about your favorite kind of pizza. Let me get the timer back up. We're going to.
Oh, shit, can we get rid of the 5 minutes? Oh my god.
No, we cannot. Mads, are you ready for your 2 minutes of talking about your favorite kind of pizza? Here we go.
5 minutes, but yeah.
Your time starts now.
Okay, I actually used to make pizza for a living on my first restaurant, and I love getting really creative, putting all sorts of toppings on, chicken, various vegetables, all of that. But I have to admit, when I'm gonna go for pizza, I want the classic margarita, and that's the one that if you're going to do it and you're going to turn around and say that you're going to sell it, you want to say it's a true margarita, you got to get permission from Italy. You got to get certified to do that. And that's why it's my favorite kind of pizza. You got that beautiful buffalo mozzarella, just the simple basil, the little roasted tomato sauce. It's perfection when it's done right. And you really can't beat it. But like I said, all sorts of pizza is really good. You know, any kind of pizza, really, as long as it doesn't have pineapple on it. I'm sorry, I'm going to stick to my guns on that one.
Boo.
Italian.
Boo.
I'll allow that. But no, got that classic. For me, margarita at the end of the day, all day and at the day. But it's simple, it's beautiful, but when it's done right, that's heaven. That's heaven on a plate. And I am.
You have 30 seconds left to talk about. Okay, so what is your favorite part of a margarita pizza?
It's just the fact that it's balanced. You know, again, all of my cooking, anyone who watches my channel, turn around and will know, I favor simple. You know, because when it's done right, you're highlighting the freshness of the ingredients, just the simple basics back of all of them. You know, the tangy saltiness from the mozzarella, the crispness from the basil. You know.
That cut you off, but that's okay. I'm going to give you 3 more points to bring you up to 13. Sorry, you lose points for pineapple because pineapple has to be on pizza. And Shellback and Ords, you would have lost a point, except for you were booing the fact she said she didn't like pineapple on pizza, so you don't lose a point. I agree with you guys.
Let me ask you this. Can I have 1 point for that?
Boy,
I'm going to be bold.
Are you begging?
I'm not begging.
I'm asking you point blank. Are you begging?
No, sir.
Well, then no, you don't get the point.
Yes. Damn it.
If you were begging, I would have given you the point. But
can I retroactively beg?
Sure, for half a point.
What do I got to do to get that whole point? You tell me, baby.
Can I please have 2 points?
Okay, we're gonna keep.
Let's go.
Here's the deal. We'll see what you talk about here, Ord. You and I are probably going to be on the same string, the same wavelength on this one. So 3 points to Mads. You're at 13. You are in the lead right now, Mads. So congratulations on that. Up next for 2 minutes, Ord, are you ready?
Dude, it's pizza. I was born ready. Let's do this.
Your time starts now.
Okay, so let's be honest here, man. Pizza is the greatest thing to ever exist on the face of the planet, no matter what. Covered in cheese, sauce. You always got to ask for the extra sauce, especially when you go like Pizza Hut. I mean, if you're going that route, which, I mean, the only time you go that is if you like been smoking a lot or drinking a lot. You know what I mean? That's really the only time that you want to go for that. But so in the chat, I did see Comic Chat says, What did he say? Something about I missed it. It's Domino's. Domino's. Here's the thing about Domino's, right? They do make good pizza now. Domino's used to be total garbage back in the day. It was like, it really was cardboard pizza. It was terrible. Then they had that guy who's a genius. I can't remember his name. Let's be honest here. He came in and totally turned it all around. And now they actually have pretty damn good pizzas. That's besides the point. One of the best pizzas I've ever had is from a place called The Mellow Mushroom. If anybody's ever had it, let me know in the comments below. And let us know if you've had it, because Mellow Mushroom is phenomenal. They have a black truffle pizza, okay? Black truffle sauce on top of this bad boy, cheese, mushroom. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe how amazing this pizza was. Also, Madison, up in Madison, Wisconsin, they got a place called Ian's that does a gyro pizza, okay? Let me tell you about this gyro pizza. It's got the tahini sauce on it. It's got the lamb. It's got the onions. Oh, yeah, it does got the tomatoes, because you got to have those on there, right? I mean, let's be honest. They also do a mac and cheese pizza, which is to die for. Trust me, man, I would die for this pizza because it is absolutely amazing. Basically, I've made it my entire life's goal to have every kind of pizza in the world. Not to mention in Chicago, there's a place called Peace, co-owned by guy, what's his name? Rick Nielsen, a Cheap Trick, who actually lives in my hometown. Chris, you'd probably appreciate that. Cheap Trick, I know you like those guys, right? I want you to want me, and I want you to want some pizza. That's how that goes. So anyway, with that being said, guys, this place is called Peace. They have something called Atomic Sausage, okay? Atomic Sausage. I don't even have to explain it to you because you're already excited about it. You're already going to eat it. So that's it. That's it. Basically, they brew beer there, too, so it's amazing. There's my time.
Ooh, okay. Well, you just got 5 points because you could have gotten 6.
It really was. It was terrible. Then they had that guy who's a genius. I can't remember his name. Let's be honest here. He and it totally turned it all around. That actually was pretty good.
I sound so weird.
Mute it. Pizzas I've ever from a place called The Mellow Mushroom.
Stream. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, so you got 5 points because you didn't mention Uno, or did you mention Uno?
Wait, who? What?
Did you mention Uno?
Well, no. What's that?
Uno, the pizza shop in Chicago, the Disney dish. You didn't, so you only got 5 points. You would have gotten 6, and you would have been tied with Mads had you mentioned Uno.
Okay, I mean, dude, give me like 3 more minutes. I'll keep talking about pizza, bro. I didn't even get to the pineapple stuff.
You got your 2 minutes. You got your 2 minutes.
All right, hold on, real quick. Can I just say this? All right, pineapple, banana peppers, and onions. That deserves a point. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm not a big banana pepper guy.
You're fucking killing me. All right.
I just gotta say, Atomic Sausage sounds something where you find on one of those flickering channels.
Man,
that's good stuff.
Come down to Chicago, Mads. I'll take you, and it'll be heaven.
So if I come down to Chicago, you're gonna show me your Atomic Sausage.
You got it. Don't tell Amber V. She'll kill me.
Okay, we're going to move right along now. We have Alysia. Alysia, you're up next, and you're going to be talking about pizza for 2 minutes. Are you ready?
I sure am. Let's go.
Your time starts now.
Okay, first of all, pizza needs to have thick crust. I don't care what anybody says. I love thick crust. And it's also got to have a lot of good toppings on it. I mean, I really prefer a supreme pizza, but it's got to have ground beef instead of just the typical pork sausage. And I got to have jalapenos. I love some spice on it. It's got to have some kick to it to make me want to eat it. And basically say, hey, it's my pizza. Leave it alone. Nobody else is going to eat this pizza but me. It's got to have a lot of good sauce. Got to have a lot of good cheese on it. It's got to be basically hot, never cold. I do not like cold pizza whatsoever. Cold pizza is just disgusting. I don't think there's any place that really typically makes this kind of pizza because I'm the one that makes this pizza myself. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it my own and say, hey, I love pizza. Nobody else is going to eat this pizza but me. Let me see what else. I will put banana peppers on it. Maybe some onions on it. Maybe a lot of other toppings such as tomatoes, maybe some mushrooms. Definitely no anchovies, though. Anchovies do not belong on a pizza whatsoever. I mean, I know my mom loves anchovies and a lot of people do, but me, they're way too salty. Give me a good soda with that, and I love me some Pepsi with that or a good soda with that, and I got me a nice meal. Maybe a little bit of French fries on the side, maybe some ice cream too. And hey, I got myself a meal and say, hey, let's go. Bada bing, bada boom. But definitely certain things do not belong on my pizzas. I don't care what anybody says. No bacon whatsoever if possible, especially the Canadian bacon. Sorry, I'm going to step on some toes here. Probably no pineapple. I really don't really like pineapple. It makes it way too sweet for me. And yeah, I mean, that's the way I want my pizza. And it's, like I said, not any particular chain that makes it. I can make it myself. I can make it as thick as I want. I can put as much as I want or as little as I want on it. So yeah, that's my kind of pizza.
Okay. All right. So what did you say? What did you say about bacon?
Bacon, I really don't like it that well because I grew up not eating bacon. So
that's what I thought you said. And banana peppers and yeah. Okay. You got 2 points.
Bacon makes everything better.
I'm so like, oh my gosh.
You gotta have bacon.
Well,
You said no pineapple and no bacon. I mean, right there. That's a Hawaiian pizza in itself.
Why? Hold on a second. Tommy, what the hell? Why do I want a topping sausage in my mouth? I mean, I totally do, but we all know what you're talking about. Good Lord.
Somebody go back, rewind that, clip that.
I am the Phantom Menace pincushion.
I don't know about that. I get it pretty good sometimes too. Oh, that just tells us we're the same. Okay. So we're going to move right along now. Shellback. 2 minutes to talk about pizza. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Your time starts now.
So I'm kind of like Ords. I don't know if I could actually pick a particular favorite pizza because pizza, yeah, it pretty much is the best food, item on earth. I mean, you got your bread group, you got your meat group, you got your dairy group, your vegetables. I mean, it's all there, on one thing. And I grew up eating, I grew up loving quote unquote Hawaiian pizza, so I am a pineapple on pizza advocate. But in my, I don't want to say older years, my more recent years, I got this little thing called acid reflux or GERD or whatever. And so I'm not too much on marinara these days. So I have switched to putting white sauce on pizzas. And there are, pretty much any pizza out there is just as good with the white sauce. Like the garlic, or for lack of a better term, kind of like a ranch dressing style sauce. But yeah, and my place is Papa Murphy's. It's the take and bake, but I mean you can get a family sized freaking like, especially like if it's a stuffed crust pizza from Papa Murphy's, and you could feed at least 6 people with it and still have some left over because they're just so filling.
Oh, okay. Wait. Oh my God. Oh, Shellback, I'm so glad you brought up Papa Murphy's. I was like waiting for the time to get over just to talk to you about this. Oh my God. Papa Murphy's is amazing. So good. Each slice has the right amount of sauce. It's thick. It's cheesy. Oh my God. They got rid of mine in my town. It's a travesty.
All right. You get 9 points, Shellback. You were on fire. You did pretty darn good. I like white sauce and all that.
And I said pineapple.
Yeah, you said pineapple. You see, Alysia, you should have known not to say no pineapple, even if you didn't like pineapple. Because I said I like pineapple, and you have to have pineapple. And then the bacon, that was like, oh my God.
Not only is pineapple delicious and a pizza topping, but it's also a safe word. Don't ask me how I know that.
Now, and DJ, no, we're not going to have liver and onion pizza. No.
I'd eat it, DJ.
Oh.
You and me.
Okay. So here's the deal. I do have to say that none of you guys kind of disappointed me by nobody mentioning about buffalo chicken pizza, because that's like some of the best crap in the world. I'm telling you, it's awesome. And a breakfast pizza. I don't know what it is about breakfast pizza. Maybe it's just the fact that it's got eggs, it's got cheese, it's got sausage, bacon, it's got gravy. It's like, what the hell? It's like breakfast on pizza. You can't go wrong with that.
I've seen them go wrong with it, honestly.
Maybe
It's
breakfast
horrible.
pizza. Oh, we got this place in town that does this breakfast pizza that is just amazing. Like people get it for holiday occasions.
Yes, no, and I love the place. I work like.
Hold on. Tell me.
Hey,
tell
it's
me
my turn
about
to
this.
talk. You lose a point.
Tell me about this. No, I want you to tell me about this breakfast pizza. I don't know.
You've never had breakfast pizza?
I have not.
Oh my god!
Tell me more.
It is a pizza.
Great one.
You should get rid of a point just because he's never had it before.
I know. It's a pizza.
I'm a turtle. Give me a break.
Stop. It's a pizza.
Have you not seen the Ninja Turtles? They eat pizza, and you know.
Yeah.
Listen, guys. Here's the thing. It's a pizza. It's the crust. It's got gravy, then cheese, then eggs, sausage, and bacon.
You had me at gravy.
I know. I'm telling you. So where I work at Harrah's Casino here in fabulous Kansas City, Missouri, we have this it's like a cafe there, and they make breakfast pizza. And I do facilities, so I work in these kitchens and stuff. And once every so often, they'll give me a full size breakfast pizza for free, and I'm like, oh,
Bro, you got room for one more at your house?
no.
Damn, dude, I can go for some of that.
I got a shed.
Okay, let's talk.
I can run power out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That's going to be an interesting conversation. Honey, I'm leaving you because he has pizza in this town.
I mean, about moving in with everybody.
as much as I love pizza, she would understand.
Okay, so our scores are at the kind of 2/3, 2/5 of the way there through two scores. Shellback's at 10, Mads is at 13, Ords is at 12, and Alysia is at 11. We've got a close game here. We're going to move right along to the next topic. The next topic.
Oh God, something good.
Ooh.
Oh,
Which franchise does justice to its source material? Which franchise does justice to its source material?
oh,
And the time.
damn it! I hate this. Oh,
Oh.
sweet Jesus. Okay, that's cool.
Of course, one of the most in-depth. See, I knew this was eventually going to happen. One of the most in-depth topics we have here. Minutes.
I don't like the 5-minute one.
It's going to be something you're going to be like, oh, really? I had to talk 5 minutes about that. Okay, so 1 minute on the board. We go next to Ords. Ords, you are next on the board to start. Are you ready to spend your 1 minute to talk about what franchise does justice to its source material?
Oh no!
1 minute. That's all you got. Ready?
No. Hold on.
Your time starts now.
Okay. Which franchise does its source material justice? Oh, I don't even know. Okay. So I guess I would say a lot of the DC animated stuff I feel keeps see, some of the stuff doesn't. There's a lot of the animated DC stuff that holds close to its source material, I think. You'd like the Flashpoint Paradox, things like that. And then you're stop it, Chris. You're distracted.
I'm waiting for one word to come out of your mouth about that.
No, about what, the animated stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what, Superman? No, man. I'm just saying. I think the animated stuff does really well to keep to its source material. It's engaging, like a lot of the comics are. It does seem to put a lot of the kind of background characters more up front. I think in the animated stuff, giving you that feel of cohesiveness. And there's my time.
Okay.
That's actually harder than you think.
I know. Okay, I'm going to give you 6 points because
Thank you, sir.
you brought up the animated DC stuff. I love that.
Yeah.
If you brought up Batman, I probably would have given you 10 points.
Gotcha.
Because
Okay.
you live in Chicago. That is literally modern. Like that's
Gotham, yeah.
Gotham. Come on.
I know.
Well, Superman. I should take a point away from you for that. Not because I don't like Superman, but because you're in Chicago and you didn't even think of Batman.
I was just trying to make sure I was making my points with.
No, you're good.
the animated stuff. And
Good points, though. Really good points. So we're gonna move right along now. Alysia, you ready?
Yes, I am. Let's go.
1 minute, and your time starts now.
Okay, so some of the franchises that are really good are the Back to the Future one, because they did a video game based on that and everything. So that they did a really good justice with that. They brought in a lot of material with that, how it tied up nicely. It explained about what happened to Marty McFly, explained a little bit about Clara and Biff and everything like that. So that one stuck to the main story. Some of these other sci-fi things have stuck to the main stories. That they've done really good justice with it. Some of the Batman's been pretty good, that they've been consistent with that. Superman, Sally, they've never stuck to the main story. They've changed too much of that. I mean, I'm a Superman fan, but they've changed too much of it. There's been too many inconsistencies with that. There's been good material with a lot of these other fandoms, such as some of the Nancy Drew, but they've changed some of it. So if they can stick to the main materials, like we talked about earlier with the reboots, that would be really great, but some of them don't. But I think the Back to the Future is the one that sticks to it the most. That's most closest to the original material, because they didn't deviate from it.
Okay, I'm going to give you 9 points. You started off with Back to the Future. That's a win in my book. Definitely Back to the Future is one of the best ones out there, and each add-on to that series stuck true to the storyline and everything that was going on with it. I know the video game is a kind of a tumultuous point with a lot of people, but I like the video game for what it was worth. So we're going to move right along now. Shellback, are you ready for your 1 minute?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Your time starts now.
Cobra Kai. Okay, the Karate Kid movies and Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai has done an outstanding job of continuing on the original stories, which were the Karate Kid movies. They have paid wonderful homage, to the original people, and they've put like a nice little twist to it, where Daniel used to be the poor kid, now he's the more, I don't know if I'd call him rich, but he's the wealthy guy with all these car dealerships, and then Johnny ended up being the poor kid, going from the rich kid to the poor kid and down and out, and and they also show his backstory, so it gives explanation to why he was such a dick in the movies.
Time's up. I'm going to give you 10 points because Cobra Kai, I mean, come on. I mean, and like you said, I like the twist on it, and yet it does a really good job of making the difference between Daniel and Johnny a little more gray. It's like Daniel doesn't look to be so helpless anymore. He's not being picked on so obviously anymore. It is almost like maybe he is the bully in this case in a lot of situations. But I love the series, and that's a great one to bring up. So you get 10 points, sir. Very good.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait for season 3.
I know, right? Oh, okay. Mads, are you ready?
Yep.
1 minute. Your time starts now.
Okay, I'm a Harry Potter girl. I have read not only all of the series, I have read the add-on books, and I have to say that's the one that I would think that has done the best justice. I mean, the first movie alone was pretty much the entire book just put up on the screen, which was absolutely beautiful. The stuff that they have left out of the movies is just that nice little either backstories, which or just little side stories that didn't necessarily need to be on the screen, or just little bits, little information like who the identity of the Marauders were. That's one of those things that didn't need to be brought into the movie for necessary explanation, but it's a fun tidbit to know. The whole thing, like in the fact that they were one of the first ones to turn around and split the final movie, put the final book up into 2 movies, so they could cover enough material to make it worthwhile, was one of the really brilliant parts.
Harry Potter, good choice.
And she still had like 7 movies to talk about.
She could have done 5 minutes on that easy.
Yeah. I'm going to give you 9 points because or actually, no, you were at 13, so I gave you 6 points. I'm sorry. I gave you 6 points because I really think that backstory and flashbacks are really important for Harry Potter. So I think they could have done a little more of that. I do agree you made some extra points though back because the fact that they split up the 7th book into 2 movies really helped. And though the fact of Albus Dumbledore's brother being in it kind of out of the blue when that's in some of the older, like first several books that starts coming into play.
Mhm.
That's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that should have been in the movies, but they were a great group of movies. So I'll give you the 6 points. And right now we are at Shellback at 20. Mads is at 19. Ords is at 18. And Alysia is at 20. We've got.
I want to ask, hey, Chris, real quick. I want to ask Mads. I want to ask Mama what she thinks about the I guess the prequel Harry Potter movies.
I have not. Okay, don't crucify me for this one. Haven't seen the second one yet.
I haven't seen any of them.
I did like the first one. In fact, that one's actually permanently saved for me. Because I just
is that Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts. I absolutely love it. I watch a lot. I love the views from the inside the case. Just the whole other world in there. It's absolutely beautiful. And they did a really fantastic job of turning what was just a research book, the kind of stuff that Hermione would have gone to, and converting that into a movie was absolutely brilliantly done.
Okay. All right. We're going to spin the topic one more time. And Alysia, you're going to be first up this time. Yeah. So.
All right.
Here we go. We're spinning the wheel of the topic.
Oh God.
Do I hear a little bear giggling?
Yes. That's why I'm muted most of the time.
What is let's wait for this thing to go down. What is the one Disney Plus Star Wars property you look forward to most? Now, this isn't just about Obi-Wan Kenobi or season 2 of The Mandalorian. We're talking about anything that we've heard about recently. I've heard that they were going to have a one about the guy from Rogue One. I've heard possibly something more along the lines of maybe a Luke Skywalker one. I've heard of Darth Maul. I've heard of Darth Vader. There's a lot of them out there. Tell me what your number one is that you are most excited for and hope either it shows up or if it is already greenlit, let me know why. So we're going to spin the wheel of time now. And Ords is dreading this. He's like, oh my God, it's 3 or 5. 3 or 5.
Can I get the 5 minutes over with?
Well, the 5 minutes one is last.
God damn it.
Okay, so you all get 3 minutes to talk about what your number one most excited.
3 minutes of playtime.
You're talking about the most excited Disney Plus Star Wars property that you're excited to come out or that could be coming out. Alysia, are you ready? 3 minutes is on the board. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Okay, so it's kind of hard to choose just one particular one, but I'm going to go with one that I don't know a whole lot about him. They've teased him a lot in a lot of the newer films. The Solo film, they teased him quite a bit about Darth Maul. So I would love to know a little bit more about Darth Maul and his backstory to find out how he got started. Why is he a Sith Lord? Why has he got the 2 lightsabers? Because most of the Jedi or even the Sith do not have 2 lightsabers. Why did he get started doing 2 lightsabers in the first place? Who trained him? What's his backstory? Has he ever had any interactions with any previous Jedi, such as Yoda? Did Yoda ever interact with him? Why wasn't he referenced in the future films and stuff like that? I mean, surely there should have been some kind of reference to him in the ones such as The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, or any of the others. So why wasn't he referenced in those? So I'd like to find out more about that. How come he doesn't have some of the abilities such as the Emperor has. Why doesn't he have the shock electric abilities that some of the other Sith Lords have? I mean, that's really puzzling to me. And what planet is he from? Is he from a planet that's been in the Star Wars universe, or is he one that's already existed and he's just been in one of these backwater kind of jungle swamp areas, kind of like Yoda? Or is he from somewhere that nobody's ever heard of him and we don't know anything about him? I mean, why was he evil? Why is his face the way it is? Do all of his people have the horns that they do? His makeup, I mean, we only see his body fall backwards and everything like that, but his body didn't technically disappear. So what became of his body soon after he was so-called killed by Qui-Gon Jinn and somewhat Obi-Wan trying to kill him? So what happened to him? Why did he just, quote, vaporize? Because it left you wondering more. So hopefully we can find out about a little bit young Darth Maul and his backstory to find out why he is the way he is. I mean, we don't know that much. There's so many questions that are just left unanswered. Basically, yeah, I like to find out about Darth Maul, I think most of all, because, yeah, I always root for the heroes, but in this case, I'm kind of rooting for the villain in this kind of case, to say, what makes him a villain? Why is he a villain? And, yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. Why is he the way he is? Because there's so many things we don't know, and it's left you guessing. And I don't want to be left guessing for too much longer, if possible. Yeah.
Okay. Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's basically it. So yeah, Darth Maul, and why is he the way he is, and his background, where he came from, and did he have parents, or was he created by the Emperor?
Okay, so let me ask you: have you seen the Clone Wars?
A little bit.
A little bit. All right, so you get 6 points because you don't know the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars explain a lot about Darth Maul after the fact.
Shut up, Ords.
Hold up, Ords. Mute yourself.
Sorry, I'm like clinging out of my chair. All right, sorry.
Yourself. Okay,
I'm just very excited.
So 6 points, because yeah, Darth Maul is a really interesting character. I would like to see a lot of things. I think they can go a lot of different ways. They do it in the Clone Wars a little bit here and there. He shows up a lot more about what happened after he was killed or whatever by Qui-Gon is in that. But beforehand, leading up to that, I definitely agree with you. So 6 points, you're up to 26. Now, Shellback, are you ready for your 3 minutes and talking about what your number one most anticipated Star Wars property is for Disney Plus?
Yes, sir.
3 minutes starts now. Oh, wait. Nope. Now it does.
Now, I don't know. I mean, this isn't really my most anticipated. My most anticipated is going to be The Mandalorian, just because I'm invested in it, with the first season and all. But I want to talk about the Cassian Andor series. In a way, I'm interested in, his backstory. But on the other hand, the way they're doing it, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a backstory. So, despite whatever peril he ends up in every episode, we know that he's going to survive, because the show is supposed to be a prequel to Rogue One. So, that will take a little bit away from it, but at the same time, it'll be okay, somewhat interesting to, see what they, what kind of adventures that they put him through. But I mean, the one that I'm really looking forward to is, like I said, The Mandalorian, just because, it's not a pre-existing character, although there are the rumors of, them kind of like borrowing from the rumored Boba Fett movie script or whatever. But I mean, Din Djarin is a new character. There's no previous thing on him. So, anything and everything is basically going to be new. with the Mandalorian, and so that's my top pick. I mean the plus, I mean, Baby Yoda, I mean, the cuteness and the greenness that is Baby Yoda. And I mean, they got they got Apollo Creed, and Action Jackson himself, playing Grief Karga, and my UFC sweetheart, freaking Gina Carano. I mean, they knocked it out of the park with the casting on that one. Getting a legitimate ass kicker to play an ass kicker. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's Mandalorian all the way.
Okay, Mandalorian all the way, but you would be interested in the Cassian, and
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I
not
don't
as much,
but like you said, we know where he ends up. We know he survives. So I don't know if it's so much about the peril he is in. I think it's more about why he is the way he is. Because you notice, for me, he runs into this guy when he's trying to get the information in the movie, and he kills him. He just literally, I'm going to kill you. And so I want to know what makes that guy like that.
Right.
I kind of think it would be kind of like a Solo.
Yeah, well, you got to think too. Like, one of the lines in the movie was, I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
So that's
I want to know what makes the guy like that. Because 6 years old, that's a long time, and you got to do the math. 6 years old, the guy's probably in near 40 or something in this. So that's when he was in the Republic. The Republic,
three decades worth of yeah.
So I'm wondering when that changed, or what fight was he talking about, and did it change into what we know as the fight between the Republic and the Empire, or the rebels and the Empire? Okay, you got 8 points. 8 points because you mentioned your Baby Yoda. You had to get that in there. I know, green.
Yeah.
And the Cassian one, I'm kind of interested in that, but I am like you. I'm invested in the Mandalorian, so definitely. Mads,
Hey,
are you ready?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, 3 minutes starts now.
Okay, everyone knows I am not a massive Star Wars fan,
Mm-hmm.
but, and I know I'm going to sound like I'm repeating or taking off, but honestly, from the first moment he strolled in Phantom Menace, I absolutely fell in love with Darth Maul. And yes, I know the story of Clone Wars. I know about, how the Night Sisters gave Palpatine. That's how he was trained. I want to know the motivation. We didn't get to see enough of like live action Darth Maul. And I'll even admit, I love watching Ray Park work. Because he is a master martial artist. He was originally a stunt double. That's how he got onto the scene. He gave up the chance to be in a competition in order to get his shot in movies. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have like the beautiful characters like Darth Maul. He was also the Headless Horseman. He even did a nice stint on Heroes. Like, you can tell I'm a big fan of the actor. And the little nods that he does, like he's a beautiful with the bow. And watching him interact with the fans, it shows that he still has the love of it. And that's something, honestly, I think we really need to see a bit more. Is somebody that's excited to be in it, and just is so fun, because that's what really brings it in. It's not just they've got to have the good stories, which they've shown that they can do that with the Mandalorian. I want to see them do the same thing with Darth Maul. Give him the screen time that he really was due. Like I said, I know he was in the comic, the Clone Wars and all of that, but he needs to be up on he needs to be up live action. We need to see him up moving, doing his thing again, and Ray Park doing his thing in the way that he does it so beautifully. He's the one that can actually do the flips like they did, like they showed in the Phantom Menace. that's all him. You know, that's not some stunt double. He was a stunt double. He knows how to do this stuff. You know, that his motivation behind the whole thing. You know, this is what we need to see. I am at this point trying just babbling.
I'll be nice. I mean, this is the first time we're doing this, so I'm trying to be as nice as I can with all you guys about this. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and stop. I got your points. Yeah, you bring up a point. He was also Toad, by the way, in the original X-Men, if I remember right.
I was drawing a blank on, and honestly, even in that, I really liked that, and I think I was one of the only ones in the theater at the time that caught it, where he did when he takes the bow out of the door, the elevator door, and he does the flip and does the stand just like he did as Darth Maul. I think I was the only one in the theater that caught that, but did it. And
he also, I think, was the one that did all the choreography and sword choreography for the Phantom Menace. I'm pretty.
He did a good portion of it, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, no, very good points there, and I gave you 9 points. You're up to 28, also. So very good, very good. All right, Ords.
Everybody's done my topic, but I'm gonna stick with it. I'm sticking with it, man.
A minute, ready? You got your 3 minutes?
Yes, let's go.
Go. Wait. And go.
All right. So first of all, shout out to my boy Comic Chat. He's absolutely right with everything that's going on here. So Maul, we're talking about Maul. Maul seems to be a very popular character. For a character that comes out and essentially many years from a live action Star Wars movie, maybe has 1 line, 2 lines in the entire movie, very short lines. For a character to make such an imprint on this franchise with such little lines, to me is an amazing feat. Not to mention he is kind of a connection to the Legends stuff in a sense, because one of the last comic runs that Dark Horse did was Darth Maul, son of Dathomir. And like my boy Comic Chat over here telling us about, we're talking Mother Talza was basically, she ran the planet, she ran Dathomir with the Night Sisters, basically, who allowed Maul to stay alive after he was cut in half. So it is one of the last comic runs to come out. It's a 4-run issue, and it essentially takes a lore into the Clone Wars from that run, along with Darth Maul getting the dark saber, which we see at the end of spoilers, the end of Mandalorian. And again, tying it all together, he's a character that people have cried out for more of. And we did, again, get some of the Clone Wars and in the Rebels. We actually got a wrap up to his story, Darth Maul's story in Rebels, the animated series as well. So there's also a whole bunch of stuff in between there. So there's the stuff between the Clone Wars, which is what I think they're going to be focusing on with the Darth Maul stuff, is basically, though it's a Crimson Dawn. You see him at the end of Solo pop up. He's basically running this crime syndicate, and Dryden Voss is he's like terrified of him. And you guys, I don't know if you've seen the movie Solo. Yeah. I don't know what that means, Chris. Anyway, guys,
Shellback.
Whatever. Anyway, so anyway, there, what my point being is with the Clone Wars, they're pulling in the Legend stuff. That last run of that comic is canon essentially in the Disney era, because Clone Wars is canon to the Disney era. So again, we have that connection to the Legend stuff, one of the last runs that Dark Horse did, which was an amazing run, by the way. And then we find Darth Maul on this, I can't remember the name of the planet, Comic Chat. What's the name of that planet? Where his body's twisted and he looks like this crazy spider. And he was basically held together by the powers of the Night Sisters and Mother Talza. And it is kind of the magical side of the Star Wars universe, which I absolutely love. It's very dark. And Maul was just so captivating. Like you said, Ray Park. I mean, Toad is one of my favorite parts in that X-Men movie. Ray Park is amazing, man. I could go on about Maul forever, man. He's one of my favorite Sith.
You know what, man? You just got your 10 points right there.
Yeah, baby. Woo!
Loved it. Loved that so much. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I want to see the live action version of them getting back together. I want to see that. It's dark and it's kind of gory.
Yeah.
if it were live action, but that would be so awesome. Because like you said, the Night Sisters, all of that stuff, that was such interesting stuff in the Clone Wars.
Yep.
When they brought that storyline in. I mean, and I think it took a lot of us by surprise when they did that.
It was.
They're going to bring him back because he was such, everybody loved him and they killed him off in the first movie. It was like, oh my God, what are you doing? And then they did that, and it's like, oh, and that's Filoni, and that's Favreau, guys.
Yep,
that's what you're gonna get.
And what I loved about that is it was so different. It was new, but it still felt like it was Star Wars. And that's what this this sequel trilogy, live action sequel trilogy, is missing. Is it looks like Star Wars sometimes, but that doesn't mean it is. It was different. It was new. It was fresh, but it still felt in the vein of Star Wars. And you were so like on the edge of your seat, like, what is going to happen next? Like, how are they going to bring him back? What? Oh my gosh! And then like when they find him, all he can think about is getting revenge on Kenobi.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, it's like I said, I could go on, man.
Okay. So
10
real quick, a couple things from DJ Odyssey. Another series, maybe Storage Wars Tatooine, Jawas and Sand People bidding on leftover junk. I love that. That would be so hilarious. And they should actually do something like that. Comic Chat also puts in Vader would be awesome as well. The time between Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi. Absolutely, but I want to see that in a movie. Like I want to see Obi-Wan in a movie. And Will Gentry says at the Real Review 3000, I can BS for 3 minutes, no problems, but I don't have 3 minutes worth of I want to see Disney Plus. Laugh out loud. Very good. No, I totally agree that Vader would be one I would want to see more in a movie than anything. I think a movie would do it more justice than a series, but perhaps they could do a series. And then, but yeah, no, Darth Maul right now is the one I've heard the most that I'm really interested in. Cassian, I like the idea. I'm just not sure where exactly they could go because we know where he ends up. There's a lot more story we don't know about Darth Maul, I think. But anyways, with that said, we're going to go back to our wheel of names to pick out who starts this round. Since all of you have started one round already, we're going to see who starts the last round. Since Shellback already won, we got to take his name off of there. So goodbye, Shellback. All right. So really quick, we're going to spin.
Oppression.
No, it's not oppression. You started the whole thing to begin with. We're going to see who gets to start with the 5 minutes. Ords is like, Ords. Look, it's Ords. You get to start the 5 minutes.
All right. So wait, what is the topic?
The topic is your opinion of idiot overzealous shippers.
Explain this to me.
Okay. So shipping is like Reylo, Kylo Ren, and Rey.
Okay.
Being a couple. So shippers. So Mads, go ahead and give me another one. Give me, because there's like lots of them. Benefer. I mean, those types, that's a shipper. That's so two people you want to see get together you think are a couple when maybe they're not. But
what I gotta talk, I gotta spend 5 minutes on this crap.
Yeah, and a lot of the time it's the fictional couples that these people get hung up on, like Supernatural,
like Ben and Jen and all that crap.
Yes,
like
yes.
they still think they're together. Like they still think they're together, even though they're not. And
Ross and Rachel.
What was it? The Edward
man.
Edward and Bella. Everyone was convinced that the two of them were actually a couple. You know.
I'll give you 2 minutes on this one.
I want to you can go 5 minutes.
There's no way in hell, man.
All of us combined might be able to make it.
You can't talk 5 minutes on how ridiculous Rey and Kylo.
Let's go. Hit the clock, man.
Your time starts now. Go for it.
All right, look, I don't understand these crazy people, man. I don't understand Chris for doing this damn game show either, driving me nuts. But hey, it is what it is. But seriously though, man, like these Reylo folks, these Beneford people, these, all that stuff. Why? Who cares? I mean, let's be honest here. None of it makes sense. It's none of your business who's with who. Just watch the movie and either enjoy it or don't. I mean, come on, man. Are you kidding me? I got to talk 5 minutes about this crap, Chris. This is ridiculous. All right. I mean, somebody give me one. I mean, somebody in the chat, give me something to yell about because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Who cares? Like, what is people's?
How about what DJ says? Chris Knight and Chris Knight, the only two egos that could coexist.
Oh man, no. Let me tell you about Chris Knight and Chris Knight. All right, this is like an unstoppable force meets an unmovable object. All right, we're talking the Big Bang here. All right, we're talking the creation of multiple universes. And not good universes. Well, maybe one or two good universes, but anyway. No, I really don't understand people when they get these obsessions about this weird stuff, it's kind of a sickness, if you ask me, man. And you know, I don't care if I'm going to offend anybody in this at all, because I think it's nuts. It's crazy. Why are people going to obsess over something that, you know, like death threats to you know, Adam Driver's wife, and talking about taking her out of the picture because he can be with Daisy Ridley, and I don't even think those two hang out outside of work. Like, it doesn't. They as far as I know, they both have their own thing going on. I don't understand the sickness behind it. It's crazy. Like, yo, Chris, there was that movie. I don't know if you guys, maybe you guys know the chat, maybe the chat knows the movie, but there's this movie. Basically, it was about society and how society had grown to basically buy celebrities' diseases. And they would inject themselves with the same strain of the celebrity disease. You know what I'm talking about, Chris?
Yeah, I can't think of the name, but go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Right. So it's along like those veins. Basically, this movie, there are certain people who will buy these diseases, the same strain of diseases that are inside celebrities, so they can essentially feel closer to the celebrity. It's like sick like that, man. It's gross.
How about Shellback's? Shellback says his favorite ship is Amber and Ords.
That's wow, bro. Wow, Shellback. You know what? Let's talk about. I got nothing on Shellback. I got no fodder for that cannon. But anyway, it's ridiculous. I think that people invest that kind of stuff in, like, you know, like us as, you know, geeks, nerds, whatever, fandom, whatever you want to call us. We do invest ourselves heavily in these things. But not in the sense where it is essentially ruining our lives, where you see these tweets where people are like, my day is ruined. I've been sobbing for 3 days because Ben Solo's dead. Well, Ben Solo was kind of an asshole, okay? The guy killed his father, okay, one of the OG characters, all right? And she basically, like, oh, he took his shirt off, so she was into it. Like, come on. Rian Johnson, thanks for that crap, you asshole. Anyway, so it just reinforced a bunch of sick, perverted behavior that
don't forget they fingered each other.
Oh God! Oh my God! And then I see all this fan art, and like I was actually talking with Stephanie from My Nearly Home via Twitter today about there was some picture. It was like Ben's ghost holding Rey's pregnant stomach, and I about lost my freaking lunch, dude. Are you kidding me? This is disgusting, disturbing behavior. These people make no sense. So not only are they okay with the abuse that Kylo showed after killing his father and essentially, you know, just being a total doorknob.
Says it's antiviral. That's the name of the movie you're thinking.
Yes, thank you. I knew it. God, he is, yo,
no,
I'm telling you. He knows his shit. Anyway, you know, it's just this sick, disturbing behavior. And these people really need to seek help. You know, Rilo fans, if you're out there listening to this, please seek help. If you need the name of a professional, I will help you out. I promise you. I want you to get the help that you need, but just realize that it's disgusting and there's something wrong with it. So it's okay. The abuse is okay. You know, and now we're talking essentially necrophilia is basically what we're talking about here. Because from what I remember in the movie, they didn't have any chance to get it on. So he basically it was like forced ghost necrophilia. Okay. Again, disturbing behavior, folks. Let me tell you, these people are sick, demented. I don't know what other words can I come up with to fill up the rest of this time? Depraved, insane, illogical, and there's my time.
Well then, I'm giving you 9 points just for 5 minutes. Woo! But that's, you know, you got on the roll there. You started catching on to what it is. It is people who don't actually. I mean, I consider Benner for that because people still use it as a term, even though it isn't something going on right now. Brangelina or Brangelina or whatever the hell you call it. That one still kind of, some people get on that, but definitely the Rey and Kylo Ren thing is the one that is a big one right now. Okay. Next up is Alysia. Alysia, are you ready to start?
Let's go. Let's get it on.
5 minutes and your time starts now.
All right. So I've seen a lot of crazy shippers and all that over the years. I mean, I've seen it with actual celebrities that people take it from one extreme to the next. This actually happened with Michael J. Fox and his wife, Tracy, that one of these fans actually believed in her heart of hearts that she was meant to be with him. and they actually had to file a restraining order against this person because they went to extremes because of that. There's also with the shippers where they go to extremes where they actually start going after other fans that don't support those particular fandoms. I was part of a group that loved certain ones on the show Smallville and everything like that, but then other fans said, oh, you shouldn't have liked that one, you should have liked this one instead. I'm thinking, wait a minute, aren't we all one fandom? Sure, we may like certain characters more than another, but the things, do we have to really hate on them like when they are hating on us? And that's not cool. So I don't like that at all. I mean, we all see things differently. I mean, some of us may even have the twisted idea to say, hey, let's put this character with us in real life, even though that character will never actually notice us in real life. There's no way Luke Skywalker or Rey are going to notice us. But hey, some people have this twisted idea to put the celebrity with us. And that's not cool either. You got to have the right balance with these shippers and the fandom. Some of them go idiotic. Some of them actually lose their over 11 brains over it. So you need to do it correctly. You can do it with fan fiction and stuff like that, but don't bash the other fans that don't support your fandom, because not everybody's going to see that fandom the same way. I mean, okay, yeah, you can get excessive with it, but the thing is, don't make other people support your idea because they don't see it the same way you do. But don't do it where it's almost vulgar and perverse, where it feels like it's being shoved down your throat, because not everybody's going to want to see these images of Kylo Ren with Rey. Not everybody's going to want to see that, honestly, because some of us may be turned off completely, and don't twist it up either to some perverseness by doing something crazy like trying to put Kylo Ren with his own mother. Don't do that perverseness either with the shipping and either, because there's certain rules that you should follow when you're doing shipping of any kind of couple, whether it's fictionalized or celebrity ones, because not everybody's going to support this. I mean, some of us may want to see Prince William with someone besides Princess Kate, but the thing is, don't go out there threatening her saying, oh, you better leave him alone or else I'm going to do something to you. That's not right either. You've got to show some maturity with that because, hey, come on. They're not going to notice you. They could care less what you think of them and their love life because they didn't fall in love with this particular person to support you. I mean, these writers have an image already in their minds when they create these characters and these stories. So don't expect them to follow that love story through because you're not that writer. Unless you're the writer yourself, back off, leave it alone, stay away from it, and move on with your life. I mean, if you don't like the way it's going, go home, cry on your little computer, type up your own little fan fiction and own little fantasy and say, hey, I don't like what's going on. Let's write this out. And I'll put myself with Prince Harry. I'll put myself with Brangelina. Or I'll put myself with this. Or I'll put myself with that. But the thing is, don't twist it. Please you.
You want them to do a
yeah, some people get crazy with that.
A three-way ship? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Some people have this crazy twisted idea to do some crazy crap, saying, hey, I don't like Brangelina. Let's put Brangelina and twist it around and say, hey, I like Brad with me. But me, I don't care who the person's with. As long as that person's happy, I don't care if he's with whoever. But the thing is, I support whoever's with whoever. I may not like it. If I don't like it, I can go write my own fan fiction and say, to suit my own purposes, not to suit the fans' purposes, because not everybody's going to agree with me, but don't shove it down my throat if I don't see it your way. That's not cool when people try to shove it down your throat to say, oh, I didn't like the way you did that. So no, that's not cool. You need to do it just right if you can. I guess if that makes sense. So yeah, don't shove it down our throats. And if we don't see eye to eye, well, go cry on your computer and write your own little fantasy of what you want to see happen and make it happen that way, because it may not happen in the real world. So get over it.
Okay. No, I got you. You know, very good points. And yeah, three-way shipping. You're getting crazy there. Did you take something?
No, all I have is a...
Yo, AV, it's puff puff pass, okay?
Or just mad that you're not sharing.
Not puff puff Bogart. See, Shellback's got the right idea.
All right, Shellback, you're up. 5 minutes. Can you do it?
Probably not, but
Okay, I was gonna give Ords a pass, but he soldiered through. That's why he got his 10 points. Let's see how you do. Okay, 5 minutes, and your time starts now.
I mean, I really don't know much about the whole shipping thing, because well, I tried not to. I mean, the only ones that the only one I really have any knowledge of is the whole Raylo thing, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just looking for love in all the wrong places, to quote an old country song, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know enough about this whole thing to really talk about it much. I mean, I guess if I had to pick something, though, like I would. I don't know if it's out there, because like I said, I don't go out like actually actively looking for like shipping freaking art or whatever you want to say, but the one that I could possibly get behind would be April O'Neil in one of the Ninja Turtles. Or
Dear God.
Or like maybe on Tuesdays when she needs the money, all 4 turtles.
That's called shop talking.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm done. I'm done.
I'm gonna let you stop there before we get into. What would that be called? Furry or reptilia? I don't know.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
I'm gonna give you 2 points for the effort.
Oh, come on. That's at least 5 points.
Oh,
Yeah, give him 4. Give him 4.
That's it. Come on, a turtle orgy. Come on, that's worth
Give
at
him
least 5
4.
points.
Give him 4.
I'll give you 4 points. You're okay.
Yeah, look at that. Way to go, Shellback.
All right, Mads. 5
Yep.
minutes. Are you
This
ready?
is gonna be interesting. Let me mute and grab the popcorn.
Your time starts now.
Okay, a lot of you know I come from the supernatural fandom, and we have weird shippers. I mean, though, before I step onto that one, I have to say yes. Ord brought up about necrophilia. I got to touch on Twilight there, because yes, the fans got so insane with that, and really, yes, I know the two of them were running around, actually, living together, blah 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 blah. That was a Hollywood manufactured couple, because they were off when they were in between movies, when the movies weren't in session. So neither really was the 2 actors. But then yes, the Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley, the people posting even up on John Boyega's wall about now now she's free to go and date Adam Driver once he gets rid of the wife. Guys, it wasn't real. It's a movie. Come on, get over yourselves. You want to talk about crazy shippers? Yes, let's step into the world of supernatural, because not only everybody in that's how a large part of the fandom defines themselves as to who you ship in that group. And I know a bunch of you have seen me cringe over. I don't know. You guys were running around using the term "wincest" for a good while there, having something to do with Star Wars, and I cringed every time I saw that word, because in Supernatural it is something much different. I mean, yeah, she got the standard, Dean Cask, ships. You got, Samafer. I mean, really, the Samafer people. I really need to sit down with you, because that's dysfunctional. But the ones you got, the ones that ship the brothers together, and these are the people where we start getting to the crazy people. Because the people who ship the brothers together, a lot of them really are fully convinced that Jared and Jensen are actually in a relationship and the wives are there just for show. And the kids. I mean, there's 6 kids between the 2 couples. But yeah, it's all show.
You.
And some of these fans, they'll even go in right up to, in the cons and all of that. They go right up and they will harass the wives in front of them, in front of Jared and Jensen. And this is where it starts getting insane. Like, I'm surprised that there's a few of them, and a lot of us in the group, in the fandom, tend to call her Special K. I'm surprised she hasn't been banned outright from the cons at this point, because she is so over the top on her ship, on her belief that the 2 of them that Jared and Jensen are a couple.
Didn't they have a shipping panel at the celebrations this past year?
They did.
Oh, God. Oh.
And there, like I said, there's dozens and dozens of ships. I mean, you've got the Sabriel Sabrieline. I can't pronounce all of them. Personally, I'm a big fan of Gabriel Rowena combination, but so I love Sam with Eileen, and I'm starting to digress here. But even then, I remember this is a show. I've seen the guys, like, not personally, but I've seen them, like, talk about their wives on panels. I've seen them talk about the stories. I mean, Jared met his wife on the show. And, we've seen him, over and over about her. And, how can these people honestly believe that any of the 3 boys are in a relationship with the other 2 just for the sake, and just pretending to? I mean, especially in this day and age where, turning around and saying, you know what, I'm gay. It's really doesn't really hurt their career anymore. It's these people like that. You get the ones sending the death threats to Adam Driver's wife. You get the same thing with the Supernatural wives. They all get the same harassment, the death threats that the others do. People will turn on, disacknowledge them. They'll actually try to the 2 wives have this charity thing that they do, through the Supernatural community. And a lot of the people who are so deep in this Jared Jensen ship that they will actually turn around and try to sabotage this stuff, the fundraising that goes into this.
Well, there's your time. And yes, and yes. It's crazy stuff. And like Will says, that literally any couple that you see in a movie, there's a ship for. Any 2 characters in a movie, TV series, comic book, anything like that, there's a ship to it. And this really, I didn't really hear about this until the whole Raylo thing was out, until I heard about that. And the funny thing is when I first heard at Celebration they were going to have a shipping panel, I really thought, are they going to talk about like the freighters and stuff? Like shipping, like the shipping of goods and stuff in the Star Wars universe?
I figured this would be an interesting topic.
That's what I thought. I'm going to give you 9 points, Mads, mostly because, yes, you got 10 points, but I'm going to take a point away because I want to see you and Ords answer the questions of the chat, because you guys are the big winners today at 37 points. Alysia, you got 36, 1 behind.
Oh, yay.
Shellback, you got 32. All very good. I hope I was totally unjustified at giving out points, because that's the whole point. It means nothing. So just realize that this comes down to, if I want you to be the one to answer questions, I'm going to make you the winner. So
I love this. This was a lot of fun, man.
Okay, so we got just a few more minutes. We're going to go ahead and put this 5 minutes up on the board. Here's the thing. I need Mads and Ords. I need you guys to pay attention to the chat. Now, chat, I got 9 of you guys in there. I got 9 people watching. DJ, Tommy, Will, Comics, anybody that's watching right now, you got 5 minutes to ask questions. Make sure you give them a little bit of time to read them, and make sure you give them to the person you want to answer the question. So if it's Ords, say, hey, Ords, this. So, guys, go.
I want to start typing in now. Give them a second.
So go ahead, and as soon as I see the first question, I will start the time. And that's 5 minutes for both of you together, okay?
All right, you ready, Mads, MamaBear?
Always.
All right, I'm going to answer the questions like this.
Oh, great. Leon is my dad. Shellback says, "Okay, come on, guys. Somebody put a question in there, or I'll make them talk about something they want to talk about. Either way, we'll do this. Come on, guys. Give me a question. Give me a question. Give me a question." Tommy's laughing at Shellback. Any questions, guys? Any questions, or we'll just switch to let them pimp out their channels and what they're doing right now.
All right. Fuck it.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, no.
No. Come on, ask a question. You
All right,
jerk.
here's the thing. If we get them, we'll do that. But 5 minutes, go ahead, Mads. Give them something you're doing right now on your channel. We'll start the time.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing a lot of recipes lately. I'm going to be doing the supernatural. I might actually do the first and second, the winter premiere, the winter finale, and the winter fall finale premiere together. Who would you pick to play the next Wolverine?
We got a question here. Question for comment chat. Nobody's mentioned, so I'll have you both answer it. Who would you pick to play the next Wolverine? That's a very good question, I think.
Yeah, Mads did read that question, but yeah, that's a tough. Mads, who are you thinking?
Honestly, the only one I've seen that I've liked so far is in the band Heavy Metal Heroes. He's a cosplayer that actually turns around and he does a lot of the music with the guys. He's absolutely on point when it comes to Wolverine. Beyond that, I can't say a particular actor I would like to see as Wolverine.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not well versed in actors. Honestly, like, and this may be because I, have a man crush on the guy, but and I know he wouldn't really fit too well in the role because he's giant compared. And I know Wolverine was shorter. But Jason Momoa, I think, would be kind of cool. If he was a few feet shorter, maybe, I could see him pulling off a good Wolverine, or maybe even a Sabretooth. I don't know, maybe he's more of a Sabretooth. I think he'd probably be a great Sabretooth.
What about that guy, Jai Courtney?
You lose more points now.
Okay.
Jai Courtney.
Will, who would you pick to place Luke Skywalker if they did a series after? I know a lot of people are going to cringe for me saying this, but I would really like to see Sebastian Stan. And that's because I've seen the pictures of him and young Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's scary how close they look together.
Down pat.
I want to say that I saw something that said that Mark would actually give a blessing to Sebastian Stan for something like that.
Okay, next question. Comic Chat says, "Do you think the Black Adam movie will be any good?"
Yes, I think that they've taken care for this movie. Hopefully, I think that I know a lot of people didn't like Shazam. I like Shazam. If they can kind of stick with the Black Adam from the comic books and really dive into the comic book Black Adam, I think it'll be great.
DJ Odyssey. Oh, go ahead.
No, I agree completely.
Okay. DJ Odyssey says, "You don't think Danny DeVito would be a good Wolverine?"
I think he'd be great.
Well, Gentry, which movie character would you most want to spend an anything goes night with?
Ooh, that's interesting. Movie characters spend.
John Wick.
Stop, Shellback. This is for them.
That's okay. What's the question again? What TV show? No, where is it? Okay,
movie character, TV show characters. Who would you want to spend anything goes night?
Oh man,
Manhattan.
What, Dr. Manhattan? Good choice. Interesting.
Yeah, that's honestly like, and I know this is like a cheap answer, but I don't know. Poison Ivy from the DC universe.
Oh. Black Widow. That's who I'd pick. Especially if it was played by the person it's supposed to be.
Redheads, man. Redheads.
Yeah. Next question. Comic Chat. Who's the best Joker?
Oh, that's a toughie. There's different categories. Okay, so for the actual, like, if we're talking like Batman storyline and all that, it's obviously gonna be help me out. Brain fart on his name. Dark Knight Rises. What is it?
Heath Ledger.
Thank you, Heath Ledger. Yes, sorry, brain fart.
Mark Hamill will always be mine.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. Oh, no, he's good. His voice is great, but I think Heath Ledger is probably the best when coming to the Batman storyline.
Okay. Will Gentry says, what TV show or film would you most like to be in, and what character would you want to play?
I'd have to say personally it would be either Supernatural or Doctor Who. And in either case, it would be like a walk-on character. I would love to play like if it was Supernatural, a friendly angel, or if it was Doctor Who, yeah, just a companion.
I would love to play Deathstroke. I'm being a DC guy. I would love to play Deathstroke. I think I could pull it off quite well.
Cool. Okay. So here's the thing. We got one more I'm going to ask, and that's from Comic Chat. Who is the best Batman villain? Joker not included.
Ooh. That's a tough one. Let me think.
That's why he's thinking. Anybody?
He's been to my Twitter page. He probably knows what answer I'm going to put up already.
There's so many. The best
Penguin.
Batman villain. No, I don't even think he's that good. There's better ones out there.
Catwoman all day.
Yep. I figured you were going to say that, but she's not necessarily a villain all the time.
No, I know.
Right.
She's not ambidextrous.
She plays by her own rules, and
she plays what's best for her interests.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't. Honestly, I cannot pick one. I mean, if you're talking like the Batman universe,
yeah. Well, anybody that Batman's gone against,
a Deathstroke.
Okay, that's a good pick.
If I had to pick a full-time villain, it would be the Riddler.
Okay. All right.
Ra's al Ghul's good too. They're so close.
Okay.
Sportsmaster. I love Sportsmaster.
Okay, so guys, that's the weekly rumble. That's how we play this. I saw mostly like between 8 and 12, 13 people here watching it most of the time. I appreciate all you guys watching. Now, before we go, we're going to go one more time through the panel, and we're going to let everybody pimp themselves out one more time, starting again with Mads right next to me. Mads, go ahead and tell them about your channel.
Hey, Mads MamaBear here. You can find me at Mads MamaBear both on Twitter and on YouTube. And I just got to respond to Will Gentry here because he said if it's Doctor Who, you weren't playing the Doctor. I think Captain Jack was fun to play. Will, I basically am Captain Jack. So absolutely. And from that, I think we'll move on to somebody else.
Why is the rum always gone?
Where's the rum going? Where's the rum going?
Captain Jack hits on anything that moves. So yeah.
Well, go check Mads out on her YouTube channel. All the information for all these lovely people are down in the description below. Ords, tell them where they can find you.
Where is the rum gone? Okay, so you guys, of course, can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Ords Bored. I will be there. Bored. I need company. I love bringing people in and having fun, chatting, talking. If you guys like video games, come check me out. I do pop culture news. I try to do pop culture news. Trailer reactions, movie reviews. And if there's anything you guys want to see, just let me know. I'm pretty much, I'll do anything for views, guys. Let's be honest here. I will do almost anything for views. So if you got ideas, if you want to see me do something ridiculously wacky, come on over and sub and give me a suggestion. Check me out on Twitter, guys.
Yeah, suggestions are always appreciated by all of us. I think people know that, but it's always something we need to say. Up next, Alysia, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you and give yourself a shout out.
All right, so I can be found on Twitter under my name, AVP60685. You can find me here on YouTube where I do gaming, I do reviews, I do a little bit of everything. Also, I just started up the fan-based community known as Orville 24/7. It's basically for Orville fans, by the fans, and it's created by the fans. So check it out if you can. Also, I'm working on a game called Amelia Darnell with some of my friends. It's basically a Nancy Drew fan-based game. We're working on that. Hopefully we can get that released soon. So yeah, I'm basically wherever you can find me. I mean, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook. I'm basically wherever you want to find me. Just don't call me late for dinner.
She is everywhere. And last but not least, the man of green, the man with the shell, the hero in the half shell, Shellback TJC. Shellback, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, which is not Twitter right now, but tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, just here on YouTube, Shellback TJC. I'm doing the college thing as a middle-aged man, so I'm trying to concentrate more on school than YouTube. But I did find that so it enables me to do some quick videos, and so go check those out. They need some love, and yeah.
Well, that's great. I am. Hold on here.
You are not.
Yeah. I know. I got just finished typing.
And Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the best ever. My humble and unbiased opinion.
It's good. It's good.
I hate the animation though. I don't like the way. I don't like the look of the turtles.
Every now and then, yes, it like comes and goes in that, but we could talk about that another time.
So, guys, I am Chris Knight. This has been the Real Review 3000. This is the weekly Rumble, and we will be doing this next week. Hopefully a little more streamlined, but hey, this is the first one that we've done, and I appreciate all of you guys being on this. It was an excellent time. So, with that said, again, guys, please leave a comment down below after you watch this, and if you're watching it on a replay, be sure you comment down below. Let me know what you think of the format, if you have any suggestions of how we can make it better or whatever. Just let me know what you think about it. Guys, thank you very much for showing up, and have a nice night. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey guys, thanks for checking us out. Be sure to subscribe to both channels, and make sure to check out our friends in the Fandom Minutes. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and BitChute, and you can also send us an email at Sean@SeanStackhouseReacts.com and chrisknight@TheRealReview3000.com. And be sure to swing by our Teespring store to pick up some awesome merchandise.